Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Racha HaKodash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that have taught us this truth, that are constantly ruling well through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai. Shalom also to the beloved brethren that are out there pushing this word wholeheartedly in truth and in sincerity, that are not wavering to the left nor to the right, but constantly staying on that straight and narrow, fighting for your crowns in these last days that we are truly living in. Shalom also to the few sisters, the Akwafs. Shalom also to the Israelite foreigners, those that may look like the other nations, but their seed line goes back to our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Shalom. This is the brother Iraq coming back with another lesson to local and edify and feed the lambs of the Lord. And I want to start with Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 1. It says, "Thus saith the Lord, Behold, I will raise up against Babylon and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me a destroying wind, and will send unto Babylon fanners that shall fan her and shall empty her land. For in the day of trouble they shall be against her round about." Okay. And Yahweh Bashim Abushai is definitely stirring up these other nations. He's assembling them to come up against the West. I'm speaking about Russia, China, North Korea. Okay, those that are allied with Russia. They're getting ready and mobilizing themselves to fight against the West. And then you also have those that are allied with NATO. The U.S. They're also mobilizing and assembling themselves. Okay, to fight against Russia. And their allies. Okay, and recently in the news, um, here in this article, World War III is coming. Former Russian President Dmitry Medvedev warns completely Mad West that all-out global battle is approaching. All right, and this battle, World War III, is going to end by the ways of thermonuclear missiles. Okay, those ICBM missiles will crack those skies. Okay, and they're going to rain down. Okay, especially here in Babylon the Great, which is America. Okay, this is what the Bible foretells and what the Bible speaks of. All right. Um, Now, as the scriptures say, and let me get that real fast in Habakkuk, the second chapter, because even though that we're seeing these times, okay, we have to wait for them because these are rumors of wars. All right, it's not going to happen yet, and I'm gonna show you in the next article title that you still have the UN that still needs resources from Russia, so they're even trying to make a deal to even allow Russia to use the SWIFT system again. You know, which Russia created the BRICS nation: Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. You know, in order to have um, agreements with each other, so that way they can deal with particular resources that whatever nation is lacking in, they can support and help each other. Okay, because of the sanctions and what has been put in play to pretty much stop Vladimir Putin from proceeding forward with their plans. Okay, because Vladimir Putin definitely wants to take um, Ukraine back. The Lord is putting that old USSR spirit back in Vladimir Putin's mind. Okay, and this is all fulfillment of Bible prophecy, Ezekiel the 38th chapter, right? Now, Habakkuk 2:1 says, "I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And the Lord answered me and said, Write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry." Okay, and as I mentioned, all right, going into this article, only going to read the headline because I have a few articles put up. Reuters: UN asks Putin to extend Black Sea grain deal in return for swift access. You see, so they're asking for Putin to export these grains. Okay, in return, they're trying to open up that agricultural bank, which is the SWIFT international payment system. All right, which the U.S. pretty much cut them off. Okay, but it's not slowing, all right, Russia down for fulfilling their goals. Okay, um, because of these different backdoor deals that they have with and the relationships that they have with other countries. Okay, and um, the natural resources as far as oil, natural gas, all right, grain, okay, and then fertilizer, and there's many others that these other countries have that they share with one another or make money off each other. But nevertheless, the main focal point what I wanted to talk about in this lesson is these other troops are assembling themselves, okay. And matter of fact, let me play this video right here from Rumble, dealing with the French Parliament, which right now, if you've been paying attention, there's riots and protests going on out there um, over the boy being shot. I believe it was a 17-year-old boy that got shot, okay? And they're still out there burning buildings down, looting, burning cars out there in them streets, all right? And it's spreading, okay? Um, which, this could be an implementation of, them shutting down the internet out there, issuing martial law, and providing that charagma out there. This could be a possibility for all the refugees that are there. 'Cause a lot of refugees go into France, you know, and on this Friday coming up, I believe it's going to be July 14th. It's going to be Bastille Day, so this is pretty much a national day out there in France, and they're getting ready to pass this bill underneath the nose of the people, and people don't realize that war is in the air. War is in the air, okay? So I'm not going to ramble too much. Let's play this video.
Weight problems? Try this simple ice hack with water before bed. You may not know this, but the biological difference between
that takes us to France. Alex, what's going on there?
You can see the results on screen now of a vote taken by the French Senate, the upper house, and you can see that only 17 out of over 300 votes were against. And you might think that this was something uncontroversial here, but what this was the renewal of the multi-annual military framework law, the military program law for the period 2024 to 2030. If you look closely at the logo, you will see that the French Ministry of Defense is called the French Ministry of the Armed Forces. These army means all three service branches, not just the land army. They are unashamed of this now. They are the ministry that champions the armed forces interests. That's what's gone through the upper house, much like the recent French Senate vote that we covered on spying on people's phones without so much as a squeak. Here's what the fuss is about in a few channels like Sud Radio that have bothered to dig into it. When it was going through Parliament, the Assemblée Nationale, this text attracted very little debate. So what's on screen is part of the law that's just been passed and which will ironically enter into force on Bastille Day. this Friday, which will revise the framework law for the ministry, for the armed forces. So the law that's passed has got this section which says Chapter 2, General Principles of the Framework Law on the Armed Forces will be amended to read that if there is a real or foreseen threat, anticipated threat, so that menaces the essential activities of national life, etc., territorial integrity, the institutions of the Republic, which means the politicians are about to fall, or of other natures justifying international efforts, the usual get-out clause, then they will be able to, you'll see it halfway through the text here, to requisition or to...
Yeah, it's like your brothers, man. You know, it just keeps pausing in and out, you know. But Lord's will, what I'll do is I'll just try to post this actual video in the comment section below. And, you know, you brethren can, you know, check it out for yourself. But just the main point of, you know, what they're doing is they're going to pass this law to pretty much, you know, pull their citizens into the military. Okay. So not only is it going on there, but you also got a other couple nations as well. You know, as I mentioned, Russia is one of them. You know, where they're putting forth different banning laws, and I'm talking about in Russia they putting forth a banning law where you being eligible to be drafted, now you lose access from even traveling. Okay. So before I even get this article, read into this article, you know, because war is in the air and war is inevitable. You know, you got these truthers, these Bible Belt Christians. You know, they're thinking about remedies and, you know, how to make America great again, or how to save America. There is no saving America. That's one thing that these Edomites or these truthers, you know, they don't have no knowledge of the scriptures. Everything that is written in the scriptures is going to play out. Okay. And that's why we're here to break these things down and speak upon them, because America's time is coming to an end. It's getting close. All right. This is Joel chapter 3, verse 9. It says, "Proclaim ye this amongst the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves." Okay. And this is what these other nations are doing. They're assembling themselves. All right. When you look up this word assembling, it goes into Iwash. Okay. Which Esau translated as us, which it says to lend aid, come to help, to hasten. All right. So all these other nations are banding together, they're aiding one another, that are on the same team, in order for them to be prepared for this global conflict that the Lord is going to have staged out there in the Middle East. Okay. You know, you look up how the Euphrates rivers is being dried up. Okay. And right there in Euphrates River, it's pretty like on like the western eastern of Syria, and you know, it goes all the way down to Iraq. I believe it goes all the way down through Iraq and goes into the I forget what that sea is called. The Straits of Hormuz, it might be. Let me double check that for a second, you know, because I know it goes down somewhere in there. It goes down into one of those seas. All right, northeastern Syria. All right, Euphrates River is a risk of drying. up due to climate change, so-called climate change. Also, Yabba Shemel Shai doing it. Temperatures in northeast Syria has risen by 1 degree Celsius. Yada yada yada. Hasn't had rainfall, for centuries. That's what it's saying. Yada yada yada. But this is all the will of the Lord. So let me go to the map real fast because I believe that it goes down. Into that. Let me see. So I could just pull it up on the map. There we go. Okay. All right. So right here on the map, you got Syria. You got you got Iraq, and it goes down into the Persian Gulf. That's what it goes down into the Persian Gulf. And you have Iran over here. Okay, so the war is going to take place in this area. And this is what the Lord is. He's getting it ready. Okay, just like he's getting ready to move Esau to shut down his society. All right, and bring forth that digital oil, that charagma that we've been warning you about. Everything is coming to an end. That's when the scriptures say the end is at hand. All right, it's talking about the end of Esau's kingdom. Okay, Esau's kingdom is at hand, is at an end. All right, his end is at hand. And so these other nations, all right, they're lending aid, they're coming to each other's help. Okay, they're preparing for war. All right, that's because that's what the Lord, he put in the spirit on them to do so. All right, so it says, verse Joel 3:11, assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about thither, cause thy mighty ones to come down. O Lord, let the heathen be awakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, all right, which is Yahweh Shaphat. See, this is the Most High's judgment. For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. You see, so this is what the Lord is doing. He's letting them. He's going to allow them to march. All right, in that valley. All right, it's going to be air warfare. All right, it's going to be ground warfare, super soldier warfare. All right, it's going to be tanks. You name it. Okay, and then the final touches of this war is going to be those ICBM missiles. That's going to be the final touches. Where these other nations, they just going to push those buttons. Lord going to put the spirit on them to just push those buttons. We're going to see them. We're going to see those missiles fly off. Okay, fly right into the sky. Okay, break apart and then drop them warheads. And only the elect are going to make it before those missiles even touch the ground. While the rest are left behind. Okay, so let's go to this article real fast, read into this. It says from the NPR .org, Putin signs a tough new military draft law banning conscripts from fleeing Russia. It says Vladimir Putin has signed a new law that cracks down on draft dodging. Okay, lawmakers rushed the legislation through both houses of parliament this week, and the president signed the law Friday. It says it could have big implications for the Kremlin war plans in Ukraine, especially as it tries to bolster Russian forces in anticipation of a Ukrainian counteroffensive. It says draftees are banned from leaving the country. On a basic level, the new law makes it very difficult for Russians, mostly men, but also women, with specialized skills to avoid being drafted or conscripted. Until now, military recruitment officers have had to go in person or deliver a paper summons to draftees' homes or workplace. That system will now be supplanted by electronic notification, i.e. emails, issued through systems including the web portals that Russians use to pay their utility bills, taxes, and other services. So they're making sure that the Russian people are going to get that memo. All right, you have been selected for service. Okay. Just like a lot of people in America, they're going to be selected for service. If you have a driver's license, you have to check that box. If you have if you get college aid, you had to check that box, you know? And the draft age is from 18 to 26. So those going to be the first ones to go. 18 to 26 going to be the first one to go, you know? And then they're considering ages up depending on how the war goes and however long the war lasts, you know? And also, they changed the requirements for women. So a lot of women are going to be drafted into the military real soon, all right? These are all coin and signs of the end, you know? All right, because war is in the air. War is in the air. Same thing, let's go over here for China. All right, China's doing the same thing. China expands wartime military draft to include veterans and college students. So they including veterans and college students. So the old and young. That's why I want the body. I'm sorry. That's why I want the scriptures say that it's going to be bodies from one end of the earth to the next. That's what exactly it's going to be. It's going to be bodies on that floor, and that's why Esau's going to have the elites are going to have a continuing employment. They're going to be picking up bodies. They're going to be put to work immediately. That's what them Edomites is going to have to undergo, you know, because that's how many bodies are going to be there. Somebody's going to have to clean that up, you know. At least it brings forth pollution and disease and, you know, so on and so forth, right? It says Beijing this week announced revisions to its conscription policies and said that should China enter a state of war, veterans and educated college students can expect to be on top of the list to be drafted. Look at that. China has positioned these changes as a necessary step to modernize the People's Liberation Army, PLA, and to bolster its combat effectiveness. However, adding the nation's most educated as priority draftees runs counters not only to traditional Western conscription practice, but China's as well. All right, so you know, China got their million-man people, you know. They got a large number of bodies. They ready to send to war. All right, they ready. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's going on as well. All right, in China. Let me see. I believe there's another one. I think North Korea as well. You know, these ones I could just name off the top of my head. North Korea. They wanted to add like, no, they actually got men putting themselves to join the military. They wanted to do what 800,000. You know. Let me see. Yep, here it is. All right. North Korea has claimed that about 800,000 of its citizens have volunteered to join or re-enlist in its nation's military to fight against what? The United States. All right, you see? So these other nations, they're assembling themselves, okay, against the West. All right, they're providing aid. All right, they're providing weaponry. All right, whatever they need in order to get themselves prepared, all right, for this up and coming major war, which is a part of major piece of prophecy, you know? All right, where they're going to use these ICBM missiles, okay, and that's what's going to bring about the end. So we're looking at the end coming right in front of our very eyes. You see? All right. Let me go over here to the book of 1 Peter 4 and 7. All right, 1 Peter 4 and 7, and it reads, "But the end of all things is at hand. Be ye therefore sober and watch unto prayer." All right, see, that's plain and simple. All right, we're supposed to be sober. All right, watch unto prayer, you know, because we're looking at the end be what? Made manifest. Okay? Because this is what the Lord is got in store. You know, a wars, rumors of wars, earthquakes in diverse places, the beginning of sorrows, you know, then shall the end come. Right? All right, so we're looking at the end coming. The end is right here. All right, the end is closer than ever. You know? 2 Ezra 16. I'll end it off with this. You know? Right here, 616:1. Woe be unto thee, Babylon, and Asia. Woe be unto thee, Egypt, and Syria. Gird up yourselves with cloths of sack and hair, bewail your children. All right, because they children going to war. And be sorry, for your destruction is at hand. All right, while your nation's about to kill each other, the Lord going to step in and then bring them down. So their destruction is at hand. Right? A sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? A fire is sent among you, and who may quench it? Plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away? May any man drive away a hungry lion in the wood, or may... It's like, okay. It's like I thought this phone stopped recording. Let me read that over. It says, may any man drive away an hungry lion in the wood, or may anyone quench the fire and stubble when it have begun to burn? May one turn again the arrow that is shot of a strong archer. The mighty Lord sendeth the plagues, and who is he that can drive them away? A fire shall go forth from his wrath, and who is he that may quench it? He shall cast lightning, and who shall not fear? He shall thunder, and who shall not be afraid? The Lord shall threaten, and who shall not be utterly beaten to powder at his presence? The earth quaketh, and the foundation thereof. The sea ariseth up with waves from the deep, and the waves of it are troubled, and the fishes thereof also, before the Lord and before the glory of his power. For strong is the right hand that bendeth the bow, his arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world. You see? So this is all parabolically speaking that these arrows are going to end the world. All right? And when you look at these missiles, they look just like arrows. They're going to come out of a quiver, that silo. All right? They're going to shoot. Arrows fly up at an arch, and then they come down. Okay? So that's how they... So when those arrows fly, those ICBM missiles, that's going to be the end of Esau's rulership. Okay? It says, behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return again until they come upon the earth. The fire is kindled and shall not be put out till it consumes the foundation of the earth. You see? All right? So these arrows, matter of fact, I'm going to keep reading. Like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer returneth not backwards, even so the plagues that shall be sent upon earth shall not return again. All right? Because once this destruction happens, it's going to be that one time and only destruction that's ever going to happen. So it's going to be one of the greatest destruction. They say all the nations from afar off going to see America burning. They're going to see that mushroom cloud, giant mushroom cloud. And then everybody going to feel the earth shake. They say the earth's going to shake and reel to and fro like a drunkard. That's what type of impact these missiles are going to have. So the Lord already got the stage set. All right? The West getting ready to get checkmate real soon. Yahushua getting ready to return to gather the elect, all right, to save them from the pending destruction. So we in those times. So I just wanted to kind of just report on that, and they're assembling the nation and they're preparing for war. So Lord willing, you have been edified. And with that, I want to say shalom.